Yeah, yeah. Booming this like Metro, groupies on me, that's fine, don't sweat those. Bend on, keeping my head strong. My dog ain't talking about Petco. Brand new ones, they retros. Live fast, die on, stand my headstone. Stop been grown. You ain't get money, been frank in the friend zone. I ain't never switched up on the family. Be talking to that at me. Gotta watch my wrist, that's classy. I'm a dog to a she nasty. Then about me. My mama proud she had me. Can't let nobody surpass me. I moved to the back like an athlete. Got a little buzz, but these zippers don't chance me. Just take a look at my rap sheet. Independent, many so can't stand me. Won't stop till I got me a Grammy, a crib with a leg and a whip for my granny. I ain't never had me no plan B. Look at me now, got a problem, get at me.
Today, from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and yes, it's January 7th, but we haven't seen you since New Year's Eve, so we have to say Happy New Year, one and all. And partner, Happy New Year to you. This is it, the conclusion of the 2023 season. Hard to believe, but we got a good one here between division rivals. And you like what the NFL's done here, making Week 18 all division games.
I think it's one of the more inspired moves by the league because they've made these matchups really count. And typically they mean something, not a lot of coasting as people head towards the playoffs. But I do have to ask, January 7th, is it too late to say it? We're kind of right on the borderline, aren't we, about Happy New Year? Because that always seems to be the subject of debate.
First play and a first pass for Murray. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Now here are the Seahawks in great shape to start their first drive. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
After the interception, here's Smith. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year, 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off for their perfect season, getting ready for... Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. A leap, and he's got it. Noah Fant high in the air to bring it in. And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
And Murray with a smart move there at the end of the play. Picks up the first down and then slides to the ground. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 5. Throwing now is Murray. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Uchenna and Nwosu got the sack there. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. Returnable for Lockett. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I?
That's caught at the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 67 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 14-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw here complete into the hands of Ertz. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Murray going to throw. finding Ertz again. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would...
This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Seattle, and even 50 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it.
Cardinal offense coming back out. Let's give you a look at the playoff race now. This is into the weekend in the NFC.
Well, here we sit, week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Steps away to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Draymond Jones
showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Flushed out right, and he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now Andy Lee will come on to punt this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Now Gino on first down. On the move, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Yetur Gross-Matos
from that outside linebacker spot, gets in there. It's a loss of 9. Here's Smith.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And he's got it inside the 10. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
DK Metcalf Doing it again with his third touchdown here in the opening quarter, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they've put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 28-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. To throw is Murray. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Murray now. Caught by the tight end Ertz. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big, this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get down.
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And the Seahawks have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the route is on here in this first half. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Murray's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
The throw over the middle, taken in. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. On play action, it's Murray. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing again, Murray. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. They fake the handoff, now Murray. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Off the option, here's Murray running left. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't. And at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything. But you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs. Handoff up the middle. Hunt. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You talk about this Seahawk defense. They were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game, right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There haven't been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
I was in diapers. Here's Murray. And that is incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and they will remain well behind. So a frustrating result. It's a 10-play drive, but it yields nothing on the scoreboard.
And to get off the field there without giving up points, that's a big win defensively.
And this is caught at the 20. It's a big play there for Seattle. 46 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant with a milestone. Career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Seahawks just continue to roll. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very tidy 2-play drive that time.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post.
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the third time.
Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Boy, this defense is circling early. A pick six there, and they are off to the races here in this first quarter.
And, partner, when you get off to a first quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. The football going back over to Arizona now. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you...
Murray fighting, lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy. But
he's got a man, complete. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, 35 yards. And the Seahawks are pouring it on. Well, what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Put the football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals.
And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though. And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Then his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him, and I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
Now Smith. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Smith, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf from 13 yards out. And the Seahawks extend their lead yet again. Myers connects on the PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a touchback as George elects not to return it. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Back in Arizona, second quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. They'll look to set up his blockers. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Buying time to his left. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 66 yards. And the Seahawks are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out?
Murray has it knocked loose, fumble, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball.
It got his man complete. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks have got it on cruise control. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Extra point up and through by Myers. And a route is on here in this first half. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. On 1st down, they go right back to Hunt. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
To throw, it's Murray. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Murray. Ertz over the middle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. Here's Murray. Flush to his right. And Murray with a smart move there at the end of the play. Picks up the 1st down and then slides to the ground. They'll run with Hunt. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Dancing to his left. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Well, this hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it. But if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say it, dire? And they didn't need that hassle at all. So being able to take care of the...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 47 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Murray now to throw. That's into the hands of Pascal. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 2.
Back to throw. Murray.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, here's Murray.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll run again with Hunt. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40.
42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Murray. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Devin Witherspoon.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it.
The Cardinal
offense now making their way back out onto the field. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
Uchenna Nwosu able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Murray. That pass completed to Dortch. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got his man. It's Dortch. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. Takes it to about the 37. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Shotgun now from Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on for the 5th time here today. This is taken at the 15. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Geno. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And this is caught at the 20. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. So out now come the Cardinals. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Murray a give. This is Conner. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Murray escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. So he got 9 yards that time, but he needed 10, and it brings up 4th and 1. Here's Andy Lee now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. This is taken at the 23. Fighting his way through contact.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the 2nd quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star?
It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 50 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Geno Smith, a 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Well, the Cardinals going to get the football one final time here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss.
A final shot before half for Murray.
That's complete to Michael Wilson.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll start with a West Coast rivalry that's picking up steam once again. LA taking on San Francisco out at Levi's Stadium. And it's the Niners who have the lead in that one. Brock Purdy with a touchdown pass. From there, we'll head to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Finally, let's get over to Inglewood, see what's happening with the Chargers at home at SoFi Stadium. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Richie James, a touchdown reception. It was the former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He had a hat for the ages. Touchdown pass after touchdown pass. He threw a month's worth of touchdowns in just those first 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again.
And we get a peek at the kind of game he's having. It's been a good game. 8 catches now, Charles.
Everyone likes to spread the ball around. They want a lot of people to catch it and touch it, get a lot of guys involved. But sometimes when you have the hot hand or a person who is just really taking care of business in their part of the field, you have to keep going back to him.
On first down, it's Smith.
He'll fire one downfield for Fant.
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for Seattle. 53 yards.
I'll tell you what, he's got 2 touchdowns on the ledger already, and that very well could have been a third. They have had absolutely no answer for him defensively, and he's just run free all game long.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Arizona would give them the season sweep.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Reaching up for it, and he's got it. Noah Fant with an acrobatic catch.
And the Seahawks just continue to roll. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the 2nd half. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Back to throw. And incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
Operating from the gun, Murray. And my goodness, another interception. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll elect not not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Cardinal offense takes back over. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier.
Murray fighting, lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Brandon, that's the third time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them. But the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate one fumble, twos, oh, my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot.
A leap, and he's got it. Noah Fant high in the air to bring it in.
And the Seahawks get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray forced out to his left. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. Fielded just inside the 20. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
A line of scrimmage once again, the 5, as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now Smith.
Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. To the air again, Smith. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And the Seahawks are pouring it on. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 in the first.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season, and that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Meanwhile, Murray's throw complete to McBride. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4. Murray now running right on the option. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Murray steps away. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Draymond Jones able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Murray, he's got McBride here over the middle. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and they will remain well behind.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Seahawks. Derek Young hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks extend their lead yet again. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
On second down, here's Murray. And this will be swung out here for counter. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Throwing now is Murray. Flush to his right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Throwing on first down is Murray. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Draymond Jones getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Murray going to throw. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They need 12 here. It's third down.
Looking to throw. Murray. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A gain there of 30 big ones. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Now Smith out to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He's got a man complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 39 yards there, a big one.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Will Dissly, 30 yards.
And the Seahawks have got it on cruise control.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They'll start the drive with a give to Connor.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. To throw is Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Murray now. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Murray. And now here is another interception. Down to the 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
Myers connects on the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Operating from the gun, Murray.
And that one almost intercepted. Could have been his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Back to throw, Murray. And that will be incomplete as well.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Powerful running. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again.
They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a 1st down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches.
Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10
at the 45. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Seahawks look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Darrell Taylor coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
On the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Here's Andy Lee now, as he's on to punt for Arizona. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a...
Reaching up for it, and he's got it. Noah Fant with an acrobatic catch. And the Seahawks add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They'll try it again now after the 5-yard walk-off. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The football going back over to Arizona now. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter and a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Murray. So the completion good for just 3. 3rd and 7 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Murray now on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Murray to air it out again. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
His throw incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question. And
Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble.
And 1st and goal is what it will be at the 6-yard line. Excellent field position. And this is going to go the other way. The defense has it. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Following the fumble recovery, Smith toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not. He finds Smith and Jigba in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass, and the Seahawks take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll set up a throw. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Murray. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Back to throw. Murray. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. This is fielded at the 27. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. He returns that punt 73 yards. And the Seahawks just continue to roll. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 51 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backup some work. There's a leap, and he's got it. Noah Fant high in the air to bring it in. And the Seahawks are pouring it on. Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. And that's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the score. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 50 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks extend their lead yet again. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep, and boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Throwing again, Murray. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard.
To throw, it's Murray. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now Murray. And his throw is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Murray fighting, lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing now, Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Geno now to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Now Myers for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Cardinal offense here ready to take over.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Draymond Jones. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. He completes it to Jones. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Murray, one final try. And this is dropped in incomplete.
Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone, as time has run out on this ball game. So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Seahawks, they make NFL history with this, their 17th win without a loss. A perfect 17-0 on the regular season. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they'll limp to the finish line a bit with a final record of 5-12. And with some high picks coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so.
Never leave the house without the pack. Where my at? Take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say